Have you ever wondered why some people remain sharp, healthy, and full of energy well into their late 70s, while others gradually decline, lose control, and become dependent on their loved ones? We all wish for a peaceful old age, free of illness, pain, and loneliness, but often get swept up in the busyness of life, ignoring the subtle warning signs our bodies are trying to send us. I still remember the first time I met William, 78 years old, living in Oregon, a former mechanical engineer with a passion for running. He exercised every morning, ate healthily, but one slip in the bathroom changed everything. The doctor diagnosed a hip fracture, but what shocked William and his family even more was an early-stage dementia diagnosis, one of the 5 leading causes of death after age 75 that few people notice. The truth is, 99% of deaths after age 75 fall into 5 main causes. It's not fate, it's our lack of awareness and timely prevention. These causes don't appear out of nowhere. They quietly develop through each meal, each night's sleep, and the small habits we repeat every day. But the good news is, you can absolutely make a change. This video will help you identify the 5 hidden risks after age 75, and more importantly, how to avoid them, step by step, starting today. If you care about your health, or the health of a loved one, please hit like to help spread this message to more people. I'd love to hear from you. Is there someone in your family entering this at-risk age? Have you ever witnessed a case similar to William's? Leave a comment. Every shared experience adds value to our community. Now, let's begin this journey of protecting old age through awareness, action, and love. 1. Heart disease, the silent killer. After 75, did you know that heart disease remains the leading cause of death, especially among those over 75? Despite advances in modern medicine, the heart is still one of the most vulnerable organs, not just because of age, but because of the small choices we make every day. In today's fast-paced world, many people think they're doing fine, until that first episode of chest pain strikes. Rising blood pressure from constant stress, quick meals loaded with salt and fat, or days spent sitting still out of fatigue, all of these are quietly stealing the strength of the heart. The truth is, your heart doesn't age because of time. It weakens because of how you've treated it for decades. High blood pressure forces the heart to work harder. Diets high in sugar, saturated fat, and sodium damage blood vessel walls. A sedentary lifestyle reduces blood circulation, increasing the risk of clots. Even things that seem harmless, like poor sleep or prolonged stress, make your heart feel like it's working endless overtime. But the great news is, the heart has the ability to heal. Whether you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond 80, it's never too late to protect your heart. Studies show that simply walking 30 minutes a day, reducing salt in your meals, or breathing deeply for 10 minutes each morning can significantly lower the risk of heart attacks and strokes. No need for heavy gym workouts, no extreme diets, just small, daily changes. So, what can you do today to protect your heart? Mindful eating. Cut back on salt. Avoid processed foods. Increase your intake of leafy greens, berries, and omega-3 rich fish like salmon. Light physical activity. You don't need to run. Brisk walking, cycling, or gentle yoga each day is enough to boost circulation. Stress management. Try meditation, calming music, or simply spend 15 minutes each morning breathing slowly and deeply. Monitor blood pressure. Get a home blood pressure monitor, check it regularly, and track the readings to notice any changes. Remember, your heart doesn't need grand gestures. It needs steady, consistent, and gentle care. Living longer matters less than living well, and a strong, healthy heart is the beginning of it all. When you truly listen to your heartbeat, you don't just extend your life, you enhance the quality of every single day. 2. Falls and injuries. A risk not to be taken lightly after 75. Have you ever thought that a simple fall could completely change your life after the age of 75? At this age, a single misstep doesn't just cause pain. It can mark the line between independence and dependence. In the US, statistics show that every 11 seconds, an older adult is hospitalized due to a fall. Even more alarming, falls are the leading cause of hip fractures, an injury that can prevent seniors from walking normally for the rest of their lives. Let's be honest, all of us have stumbled, slipped, or missed a step at some point. But in old age, bones are more brittle, muscles are weaker, and reflexes are slower. On top of that, medications for blood pressure, nerve pain, or depression can cause dizziness or balance issues, dramatically increasing the risk of falling without anyone noticing. And sadly, most accidents happen in what should be the safest place, our own homes. A slippery rug, poor lighting, stairs without handrails, all become invisible traps, lying in wait every day. The good news is, falls are highly preventable, and you don't have to live in fear to avoid them. Simple, practical solutions can greatly reduce the risk of serious injury. Practice balance exercises. Movements like Tai Chi, gentle yoga, or even just standing on one foot for 30 seconds a day help improve stability and reduce fall risk. Assess your living environment. Remove tripping hazards like loose cords or small rugs, install motion sensor lights in hallways, add grab bars in bathrooms and staircases, and use non-slip mats in wet areas. Review your medications. Ask your doctor whether any of your current prescriptions may cause dizziness or affect your balance. Adjusting the dosage or switching medications could lower your risk significantly. Build muscle strength. No need for heavy weights. Simple activities like sit-to-stand exercises, leg lifts, or walking help maintain joint flexibility and leg strength. Falls are not just physical. They can also damage confidence, discourage movement, and lead seniors to isolate themselves. But you don't have to accept this as an inevitable part of aging. On the contrary, you can actively protect yourself through awareness, small adjustments in your living space, and seeking the right medical support. Think about the last time you almost tripped, and now imagine it happening again, but this time on a wet floor with no one around to help. Don't wait for that moment to take action. Life after 75 can still be full, independent, and safe, as long as you don't ignore the smallest risks. 3. Respiratory illness. When every breath becomes precious. Have you ever felt breathless after just a few steps? A slight cough, chest tightness, or lingering fatigue? These may seem like small symptoms, but they could be major warning signs from your lungs. After age 75, respiratory health is often overlooked until pneumonia, asthma, or COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, strikes like a storm without warning. In the US, respiratory diseases are among the leading causes of hospitalization in seniors. And unfortunately, the fatality rate is very high if detected too late. What's alarming is that many people don't realize their lungs are weakening day by day. A sedentary lifestyle reduces lung capacity. Living in polluted environments, exposure to secondhand smoke, or even gas from stovetops quietly damages respiratory function. Even neglecting routine vaccinations can make older adults far more susceptible to lung infections than younger individuals. The air we breathe each day is invisible, but it can be silently draining our vitality if we don't pay attention. The danger is that respiratory illnesses often develop gradually and subtly. It might start with a mild cough, then fatigue while climbing stairs, and before you know it, you're relying on an oxygen machine, unaware of how many prevention opportunities were missed. The good news is, your lungs can recover. Even at an advanced age, improving respiratory function is absolutely possible as long as you take early, proactive steps. Move every day. Walking outdoors, practicing deep breathing, or even blowing bubbles can help clear the lungs and naturally increase lung capacity. Improve air quality. Use an air purifier. Avoid burning scented candles. Open windows in the morning to ventilate the space, and keep your home free of dust and mold. Avoid all tobacco smoke. Whether direct or second-hand, cigarette smoke is a silent killer of the respiratory system. Stay up to date on vaccinations, flu, pneumonia, COVID-19 vaccines. They're not just for the young. For older adults, timely vaccinations are a vital shield protecting the lungs from dangerous pathogens. A deep, full breath not only brings comfort, it's also a sign that you're living the right way. Healthy lungs mean higher quality of life, better stamina, and a significantly reduced risk of hospitalization. Don't wait until you're on a breathing machine to realize the value of each breath. Start nurturing your lungs every day. It doesn't require expensive medication, only awareness and the right habits, because sometimes good health doesn't come from curing illness, but from protecting each breath, starting today. 4. Stroke. When every second shapes the rest of your life. Did you know that someone has a stroke every 40 seconds? And if you're over 75, your risk increases many times over, not because of aging itself, but because of factors you can absolutely control. Stroke strikes quickly, without warning, and leaves serious consequences. Some survive, but lose the ability to speak, walk, or remember. Others don't survive at all, passing away within minutes. Yet most people overlook the early warning signs, such as sudden dizziness, slurred speech, or brief weakness on one side of the body, only to realize too late. Why does this happen? Because strokes don't always start with obvious pain. They're often the result of uncontrolled high blood pressure, undiagnosed heart arrhythmias, or years of poor diet and inactivity. The good news is, according to medical research, about 80% of strokes are preventable if you know how to manage the risk factors. Keep blood pressure in check. This is the most dangerous contributor to stroke. Monitor your blood pressure regularly at home, reduce salt intake, and manage stress as a first step to protecting your brain. Eat a healthy diet. A Mediterranean-style diet, rich in vegetables, fatty fish, and low in red meat and saturated fats, can lower blood fat and help prevent brain artery blockages. Exercise regularly. Walking for 30 minutes a day, taking the stairs, or doing light stretching exercises can improve blood circulation and reduce the risk of blood clots. Detect arrhythmias and TIAs early. Many people experience mild symptoms like blurred vision, facial numbness, or unclear speech that disappear in minutes. These could be mini-strokes. TIAs, critical warning signs from your brain. Seek medical attention immediately. You don't need drastic measures to prevent a stroke. You just need to pay attention to subtle changes. A numb hand, slurred speech when tired, or an unusually fast heartbeat. And you need to take action, not after a stroke happens, but starting today. If you or a loved one is over 75, remember the FAST principle. F. Face. Is one side of the face drooping when smiling? A. Arms. Can both arms be raised evenly? S. Speech. Is speech slurred or hard to understand? T. Time. Call 911 immediately. Every minute lost means millions of brain cells dying. Make it a daily habit to check your blood pressure, monitor your heartbeat, and stick to a healthy lifestyle. You're not just protecting yourself from stroke. You're safeguarding your memory, independence, and dignity in every single day of life. Good health isn't just luck. It's the result of awareness and persistence. 5. Cognitive decline. When memory fades, freedom slips away. Have you ever forgotten where you put your keys, someone's name, or felt mentally foggy for no clear reason? For younger people, this might just be temporary fatigue. But after age 75, these signs could be early indicators of something more serious: cognitive decline. Dementia and Alzheimer's disease are now among the leading causes of loss of independence, decision-making ability, and personal dignity in older adults. According to the Alzheimer's Association, 1 in 9 Americans over the age of 65 is living with some form of dementia. This doesn't just affect the individual. It places a heavy burden on families and the healthcare system. What's frightening isn't just memory loss. It's the gradual loss of awareness of oneself, of loved ones, and of the world. And tragically, this often unfolds quietly. No pain, no loud alarm, just a growing inability to find your way home, to make your usual cup of tea, or to remember a grandchild's birthday. But modern neuroscience has shown that the brain can regenerate and adapt, even in later life. Preventing cognitive decline isn't just possible. It's something you should start as early as you can. Keep your mind active. Read books, play brain games, or learn a new skill. All of these stimulate key areas of the brain and help maintain cognitive flexibility. Exercise regularly. Studies show that consistent physical activity increases blood flow to the brain and lowers the risk of neurodegeneration. Eat smart. Prioritize foods rich in omega-3s like salmon and walnuts, antioxidants, berries, leafy greens, and B vitamins, nutrients that support brain function. Stay socially connected. Interacting with family and friends, joining clubs, or participating in community activities helps keep the brain engaged rather than idle. Get quality sleep. Sleep is when the brain clears out harmful neurotoxins. Chronic sleep deprivation is closely linked to increased Alzheimer's risk. Think of the brain like a muscle. If it's not trained, it weakens. But with proper care, it can continue to function well throughout life. You can't control time, but you can absolutely control how you use it to nourish your mind. Don't wait until you can't remember what you had for breakfast to start worrying. Begin today with a book, a walk, or a meaningful conversation. Memory is what connects us to our past, to our loved ones, and to ourselves. Protecting your brain isn't just about health. It's about preserving your identity, your dignity, and your freedom in later life. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this podcast. In a busy and chaotic world, the fact that you've chosen to pause and pay attention to your health, not just for yourself, but for your loved ones as well, is truly something to be appreciated. Together, we've explored the 5 leading causes of death after age 75: heart disease, falls, respiratory illness, stroke, and cognitive decline. But more importantly, you've learned that every risk can be prevented and every harm can be minimized if we act early and consistently make wise lifestyle choices. Now, I want to hear from you. Of the 5 causes we discussed, which one concerns you the most? What are you currently doing to protect your health after 60 or 70? Share in the comments, because sometimes a single story or real-life experience from you could be the guiding light for someone else. If you found this content helpful, please hit like and share it with your loved ones, especially those entering the most vulnerable stage of life. One simple share today could be a gift of health for someone tomorrow. I believe you didn't come here by chance, but because you truly care about living a long, fulfilling, and independent life. And I also believe this journey doesn't have to be a lonely one. We, those who choose to live mindfully, can build a community where aging is not a burden, but a reward. It's never too late to start living better. Never too late to love your body a little more, to protect your memory for one more day, and to walk each step with steady confidence. Let's keep moving forward, one step at a time, slowly but surely, toward a healthy and meaningful old age.